All right, let's talk about announcements before we start getting down too many of these crazy offshoots. Let's get into some Carrie. This is what we got first, my friend.
You almost had rabbit holes, didn't you?
I didn't want to. Arrow, first announcement of this week, last Friday. Arrow announced that their Carrie release is getting upgraded to 4K. I tried to take a quick look at this, and I can't tell if there's anything new from the old one. Anybody want to say if they've confirmed this? I don't have the old one anymore, so I could not, for some reason, compare.
Hold on a second. So you're hanging on to Deader, but you got rid of your Carrie 4K?
Because I have the other Carrie 4K that already came out.
Okay. So you've got the Scream Factory 4K?
Yeah.
Okay. And do we know they're the same transfer, I guess? Or
I believe they are, yeah.
Okay. Still, I'm tempted.
Yeah, and I get it. And it's De Palma, love De Palma. All right, Chris has nothing new for features. So yeah, if you just never picked up that old limited edition, or you gotta have that 4K disc, if you've got the old one, I almost just suggest waiting and getting the 4K disc on sale and putting that into your old limited edition, since it's all the same. Let's go to the other big thing that they announced. Well, not this one, the next one, I guess. January 30th on Blu-ray in the US and Canada. Arrow's releasing Murphy's War with Peter O'Toole. This one got, I believe it was an indicator release in the UK, and now it's out in the US and Canada. This one will have a new visual essay by David Cairns, archive interviews from director John Glenn and the focus puller, Robin Vigeon, archive interview with the film critic Sheldon Hall, and then a reversible sleeve and a collector's booklet with new writing by Philip Kemp. I've never seen Murphy's War. Is this one that you're into?
I haven't, but I'm a sucker for, British war movies. So this is a definite checkout for me.
I totally agree with Chris here. I think this is one of like the best pieces of art announced for a single film in quite some time. I really enjoy the way this looks.
Yeah, it's a cool cover.
Now, the other one that a lot of people are excited about, they are releasing on January 16th, only in the US and Canada, Conan the Barbarian on 4K. Arnie coming on 4K from Arrow. What do you think about that, Will?
Conan, what is best in life? To see your film restored.
From the OCN.
From the OCN. To see your film on 4K and to hear the lamentations of the women.
So this one, new 4K restoration from the OCN by Arrow, double-sided fold-out poster, 6 double-sided collector's postcards, illustrated collector's booklet with new writing by Walter Chaw, who Craig is always championing, and John Walsh. We also have a lot of other stuff on here, including archival feature commentaries by the director and Arnie on the extended cuts, new feature commentary by Paul M. Salmon, the author of Conan the Phenomenon, on the extended cut as well, newly assembled isolated score track. And then on disc 2 of this, it's a Blu-ray disc only. We've got Conan Unchained, the making of Conan, archive documentary from 2000, designing Conan, and a newly filmed interview with the production artist William Stout, and a whole bunch more of archival interviews and featurettes that were so long that I couldn't fit them in the post.
Oh man, this is going to be a great chance to get more love for Conan the Destroyer. Which, I mean, I think a lot of us already really love it, but it's generally considered the lesser of the two. I love it. Richard Fleischer is such a great director, from everything from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with Kirk Douglas for Disney, all the way up to Conan the Destroyer and Red Sonja as well. Fleischer could do anything. He does this great daytime noir with Lee Marvin called Violent Saturday. I mean, you can track Fleischer's career from the heyday of the studio era all the way up to these 80s sword and sorcery movies. So I'm really, really excited about both of these, but even more so about Conan the Destroyer. Wilt Chamberlain, Grace Slick, come on.
So yeah, let's reveal that because all the comments are about both of these, so that way we can talk about both of them. January 16th, they are also releasing the sequel, Conan the Destroyer, on 4K in the US and Canada. This is going to have new 4K restoration by Arrow from the OCN. A bunch of literally 3 archival commentaries plus a new commentary by Paul Salmon, again, newly assembled isolated score track, plus some extras, featurettes, newly filmed interviews, all that other fun stuff, 6 double-sided postcards, illustrated collector's booklet, and then, of course, they're releasing, it took a minute after that, hold on, it's there somewhere. Okay, maybe it's not. It must have never posted. They're releasing a double set box with both of them, and you can get that with both the 4Ks. Unfortunately, the art on that I think is a little lesser than this one. I think the individual releases look quite a bit better art wise. Well, are you picking these up? Or are you thinking of getting individuals? Or are you going to go for the double pack?
Double pack.
We had somebody already mention. I think it was Sibner says the 2-pack is already down to $59 on Amazon.
There you go.
That is a very good price.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't have my glasses on. I thought you were showing the combo pack, but you were just showing the Barbarian.
I don't even have the combo pack.
Well,
I don't know what happened.
Art issues aside, I recommend the 2-pack to everybody. This is a very, very exciting announcement.
I don't know where it's at. I'm kind of sad that it's not up there. And yeah, I kind of agree with Chris here. $59 on Amazon with the damaged box. Likely, I don't know how much it is at Grindhouse or Orbit or Diabolic. You're going to get better taken care of there, and it's probably only, if it's more expensive, by a couple bucks. I would go with one of those for sure.
That's my plan.
But really, if I'm getting these, I kind of want to save room. That double pack is very enticing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Laurent says, damn, I need this with great stunts from Tony Brubaker. Conan is a must-have. Hope the transfer is good and not like Red Sonja, which is now Green Sonja.
Don't even get me started on that. I was so excited. I sold my DVD, which I now regret, and now I've got that 4K monstrosity. Someone needs to rescue it as soon as possible. I saw somebody, was it Carrie, said that Siskel and Ebert gave Red Sonja a bad review. Those guys are sexist zombies. Red Sonja is fantastic. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Joel, who is from Scarecrow Video, says best bet for Excalibur now is probably Shout, and that is probably true. And I think Excalibur is one of maybe 2 or 3 that don't have any 4K releases that are from that overall genre in that time.
You know what somebody needs to do. Speaking of that genre, there's one film out there that still hasn't gotten an HD release of any kind, and it's one of the greatest of the sword and sorcery films of that era, Hawk the Slayer.
I don't think I've seen this.
Oh my God. You got to make it happen.
I got to make it happen.
Has anybody in the audience seen Hawk the Slayer? Post in the chat.
Chris says, I still want Kindergarten Cop in 4K.
That's coming.
It's coming from Kino, and it's coming in January, I believe.
Sorry. That is not my role. That is your role.
It's your role too. That's why you're here, my friend.
I'm just the color commentary. Am I Mark Jackson or Jeff Van Gundy? Paul knows what's up. Paul say Hawk the Slayer.
Clearly, I'm Shaq, and you're like
I'm Charles.
Charles or Stephen A. Smith or something.
Hey man. Come on, man. Kindergarten Cop. Come on. You need to see Kindergarten Cop 2. It's in a Montessori school with Dolph Lundgren.
I love the energy tonight, man. This is amazing. Paul says Hawk the Slayer is amazing. Kid in King Arthur's Court. Sivner says, call me crazy, but what do you think the odds are of Criterion coming out of the blue and doing Excalibur? Not super high, in my opinion. Probably not. Brian has the laser disc. Amazing.
Wow.
Roger, Can't speak. Roger Ebert gave Speed 2 Cruise Control a positive review and defended it by asking haters if they could make a better movie.
I mean, it's weird, right? Because when guys like that go, because they had such an outsized impact on film culture. So when they do something, when they like something you like Last House on the Left or The Cable Guy in the case of Gene Siskel, you're like, yeah, these guys get it. But then 90% of everything
More often than not,
so stupid.
Cinema says used to have Hawk the Slayer and Super 8.
Wow.
CinemaScope. Wow.
I love that movie.
Video store. What's going on? Stibner says Excalibur feels like one of those Breakfast Club titles they would put out to make money. Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
possibly.
yeah, but unlike Breakfast Club, I'd be happy to get Excalibur. And I've got friggin' Chasing Amy DVD now because of my obsession with having all the spines. Excalibur's way better.
We had somebody ask earlier, and I forgot to highlight the question. How is the Laserdisc collection? Do you have many or all of the Criterion Laserdiscs?
Oh, no, I don't have any Laserdiscs. No.
Oh, you are not complete, you traitor.
I'm sorry. I have the complete.
Okay, we got rid of him. We're good to go now.
Complete DVD, Blu-ray 4K.
That's pretty incredible still.
It's ridiculous.
Paul says Imprint should do a Sword and Sandal set and include Hawk the Slayer. Yes, they should.
Paul should be head of acquisitions.
Dude McMahon wants to know, do you have Armageddon and The Rock?
Yes, I have the complete collection. I have all the spines. Got the killer, got everything. But no, you're right. I do not have Laserdiscs. I didn't start collecting until Laserdiscs were long gone. So
those Laserdiscs are not spine numbered, right? Or at least they don't correlate with the rest of the collection. I don't think they correlate. I feel like they might have had numbers.
Well,
I'm not sure.
I've got my limitations.
Wow. Brian does have a complete Laserdisc collection for Criterion.
I bow down.
Amazing.
Wait. He says he's got the complete Laserdisc set, but does that mean you do not have the complete DVD Blu-ray 4K?
He does not. He is a Laserdisc collector.
Oh, okay. Well, then, we should join forces and become Captain
the Criterion collection.
Yeah. Captain Encumbered.
Well, let's keep going. All right. We finally got some confirmation and details on Second Sight releasing Mean Streets from 73. This is coming on 4K in the UK on January 15th. Also getting released on Blu-ray. And this is the Scorsese joint, of course. And this was supervised and approved by the director and collaborator, not only Scorsese, but Schoonmaker as well. And this is going to have new audio commentary by Demetrios Matho, I'm probably saying that last name wrong, author of BFI Films Classics Mean Street, and David Thompson, who's the co-editor of Scorsese on Scorsese. Scene-specific audio commentary with Scorsese and actor Amy Robinson. New interview with the producer, Jonathan Taplin. You've got a few other featurettes and some feature-length documentaries on here. And then, of course, this comes with a 178-page book. New essays by Mark Ash, Daniel Bird, Charles Bramesco, Lillian Crawford, Elena Lazik, Manuela Lazik, Christina Newland, and an extract from Scorsese on Scorsese, plus 8 collector's art cards. Wild set.
That looks great. Is it the same 4K transfer as the Criterion release, or?
Maybe we should talk about that real quick, because do you know why everybody is talking about this to begin with?
No.
So there is an individual that reviewed the Criterion Mean Streets release on the Blu-ray.com forums, and it is somebody that is notorious for being extra hard on color grading that he supposedly knows next to nothing about. So Second Sight has been getting that same exact question. Just today, they answered and said, we've had a few queries, LOL, they've probably had more than 1,000, regarding the master we are using for Mean Streets. We co-funded the new 4K restoration with Criterion, and therefore we are both using the same master. The restoration was closely supervised by Scorsese and Schoonmaker, who used Scorsese's own personal print as reference for the color grading. This may differ from previous releases which did not have his involvement and were not accurate to the correct look of the film. An additional print held at the Academy was also viewed and closely matched his reference print. Scorsese worked with colorist Ivan Lucas on his new version to finally have Mean Streets look the way he originally intended on Blu-ray.
So they're both the same?
The Criterion and this one are exactly the same.
But this one's got a book.
This one has a book, and
art cards.
And I believe this one, I wasn't talking about extras. I was just talking about the restorations. I think this one might even have exclusive extras as well.
Man, that's a tough choice. Obviously, I got to, for reasons already stated, I got to get the Criterion. But and in my little Scorsese slow marathon, I had to watch the old crappy Blu-ray of Mean Streets. So I'm excited to be able to go back and watch it again.
I'm glad. What did you think of this on your rewatch?
Oh, I love Mean Streets. I thought it was great. I could tell the Blu-ray was a little deficient, especially in the sound. So when I saw the announcement for Criterion and now this, I was pretty pleased.
I agree.
Yeah. I just watched the 4K of After Hours, which I still don't like that much, but it looked great.
Carrie Mulligan says, are you referring to the Films at Home guy? I am not. It is somebody that writes reviews for Blu-ray.com. And I don't know if any other YouTuber has covered Mean Streets and about the color grading or anything like that. I normally don't say this, but I would just say if Films at Home is talking about it, he likely just read the review that's on Blu-ray.com to be able to make the video. That is what everybody is going off of right now. So if you've got a lot of people out there talking about the color grade, when Second Sight comes out there and they are transparent like that, I respect that. I'd rather have it look like the way Scorsese wants to. Perfect world, I might want both options on the disc, but just monetarily, that's not going to be feasible.
Yeah.
Just plain and simple. That's not going to work. I mean, we have releases where they're needing to choose between certain cuts being in 4K. They're not going to give us two different restorations on 4K just for the fun of it. They can't do that. Anyways, Mean Streets 4K available to pre-order now, and January 15th, 4K and Blu-ray. Check it out.
Man, if physical media is dying, it is going out with a bang.
As we always have at least like 60 titles to cover on the first week of the month. Yeah, you can say it's going out in style if it is.
I'll tell you what, yeah. I'm like, why can't you put me in the middle of the month?
Well, let's go to the next one, which the next one this time is 3 films, actually. Sandpiper Pictures is releasing these 3 films on December 19th on Blu-ray. We get The Sure Thing from 1985, little-known film from some indie startup director, Invaders from Mars by Tobe Hooper. This is coming on the same date, December 19th. That's from 1986. And then High Spirits from 1988 is also coming. Now, the sort of downside, and I'll highlight Invaders from Mars just because I know you're the Hooper guy. The sort of downside of it being Sandpiper, this will be the same exact transfer as before. They're not going to pay for a new transfer. There will not be new features. There will not be new anything. It's nice that these will be in print, but if they were going to invest in these, I wish they would actually invest in these.
So is the Scream Factory out of print?
The Scream Factory Invaders from Mars has been selling for more than $50 for about 3.5 or 4 years now.
I was just looking behind me because my Tobe Hooper collection is on the shelf. Well, I'm not selling mine until we get a 4K or something. Yeah, okay, well, all right. The Sure Thing, I actually have never seen, and I am slowly working on a book about teen comedies from Animal House to the present, and this is one that is a blind spot for me. So I may have to check this one out.
On the bright side, when these get released, they end up being around $13-14 during low times. So that's a decent thing. And I'm glad people will be able to see them. I won't be too publicly negative about Sandpiper. I just wish that they would do a little bit to put some love into these releases.
Oh, Daphne Zuniga. Hey, the dorm that dripped blood. What was the show that she was on? She was famous for a while. What was that?
I'm not sure about the show.
Somebody help me out in the chat there.
Dude McMahon is asking, did Criterion release the Sure Thing on DVD?
No.
Do you have all of the titles memorized?
I know that. Well, more or less. I know what's not. I know that's definitely not. The Sure Thing is definitely not on. Melrose Place. The Sure Thing is definitely not on Criterion, or I would have it.
All right, so yeah, Sure Thing, Invaders from Mars, High Spirits, those are all coming December 19th on Blu-ray. High Spirits, for anybody that doesn't recognize the title, that was on one of those double features from Scream Factory as well.
Wow, look at that cast. Peter O'Toole and Steve Guttenberg at last together.
No mention of Daryl Hannah?
Well, it's the male dynamic. Daryl Hannah blows them both out of the water.
Well, look at the others. You also got Beverly D'Angelo in this and Liam Neeson in a very early role.
Liam Neeson. And he's fighting ghosts? What is it?
I don't think I've ever seen High Spirits, so I'm
no,
sure.
Liam Neeson is a ghost. So it's like Beetlejuice, but with Liam Neeson. I think he would actually scare people.
All right. Go to the next one.
He and Alec Baldwin could have a low talk off. Kind of like.
I'm so glad you kept it to the low talk off and not disparaging Alec Baldwin's good name at this moment.
I don't know what's good about it, but
that's why I said that. Kino Lorber soon, who knows when that is, they are releasing Let's Dance from 1950 on Blu-ray. That is with Betty Hutton and Fred Astaire.
Nice.
And Fred Astaire, he's done a couple small things previously.
Oh yeah, this is what Bowie and Jagger based their video on.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Reggie says if only it had Kevin Costner.
Which one?
Probably High Spirits. He's probably saying because I would have seen it. I've not even seen every Kevin Costner film.
Are you a Kevin Costner fan?
I am a Kevin Costner in very specific movies fan. I like most of what he's done.
Okay.
Are you a Kevin Costner hater? Do you want to fight?
I like some movies that Kevin Costner is in.
Like what? It's a good answer. Let's go to the next announcement.
The Untouchables.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great movie. All right. December 12th on Blu-ray, Kino is re-releasing The House of the Long Shadows from 1983 with Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, and Peter Cushing. This is going to have the same transfer as their 2015 release, but they've encoded it at a higher bitrate on a dual-layered BD50 disc rather than a 25 gig disc. So this will have a much better encode. It should look better than the previous release. They've also added a full-length documentary on this, a 104-minute full-length documentary. And of course, now they're selling everything with a slipcover to get everybody to buy it. So, yeah, this is coming out again.
Great. Anytime we can get some Pete Walker out in the world and, the cast, obviously. It's a good movie, too. So,
yeah. God.
Wow, look at all these
comments with great Kevin Costner titles.
I've never seen such a rapid fire list of shitty movies. I like A Perfect World. That's a good one.
Did you ever see Mr. Brooks?
No, I didn't. So I can't comment on that one.
So I have a feeling that you would hate it, but it is the most unhinged Kevin Costner movie in the world. Do you remember the premise? Do you remember hearing anything about it?
He's like a murderer, right? And it was like a big deal because he was like going against type.
Yeah, well, kind of. Kevin Costner plays a serial killer, and Dane Cook, of all people, says, "I want to be like you. Can you train me?"
That sounds about right.
and it's freaking wild. Love that movie.
Well, I know where Dane Cook gets his method.
Dane Cook has kind of been treated really poorly. Anyways.
Oh, is this going to become a Dane Cook rehabilitation?
Not at all. I actually hated his comedy, especially because he stole some jokes. But the big thing, I don't know if you've heard about that. His brother was his manager for a while and was hiding money and stole like a couple $1 million from Dane.
Damn, Dane. Sorry, buddy. Be careful who you trust in this world.
There's a good classic. Did you ever see Fandango?
That's where I get movie tickets from.
All right. Let's go to the next.
No, I've never heard. I didn't know that was a movie. I never heard of it.
It's a Warner Archive release. Came out in '83, I think. Great one.
Oh,
yeah.
What's the trauma movie he's in? Is that Sizzle Beach, USA?
Yes, I believe so. I believe so. All right. So Grindhouse Video. Will already said rip Grindhouse, but to go into some details here,
just the physical store.
The physical store for Grindhouse Video shutting down on December 31st. If you have ever had a desire to go to Knoxville, to go to the Grindhouse Video store, you got till the end of the year. That's it. And then the online store is shutting down through January so that they can reorganize, get all of their in-person in the store inventory accounted for properly. And then the online store will be back online starting on February 1st. That's a long time to go without grindhousevideo.com. I hope that everybody continues to support them. Mike does great stuff. Love the website. It is sad to see this go, but at the same time, I get it. Like, rent prices are insane for physical stores right now, and it's in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I don't know if they have a blooming physical media presence necessarily, but it is kind of sad.
Well, you're not allowed to read half the books anymore, so you'd think video would be doing better, but
you're allowed to read the books. You just have to be over 18 and in the privacy of your own home. You can't teach the books.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, I am sad about that too. You know, obviously I'm not able to shop there physically, but I do get a lot of stuff online, and you know, just anytime something like this shuts down, you're sad. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Dane Cook dates little kids.
Yeah, Ronnie says Dane Cook just married a woman he's been dating since she was a teenager. Well, that's disgusting. No thanks.
So
next one. I think this is about to be over or just finished. Hal Hartley is running a Kickstarter for his next film, Where to Land. Right before COVID came, this was it says ending November 3rd, so it's got to be ending in the morning. This was an active Kickstarter right as COVID came, and everything that crashed and burned from that, it wasn't going to work. So he actively refunded everybody and was just able to relaunch the Kickstarter, and it looks like it was funded. So if you want to get in on it, which is now a guarantee to be able to get stuff, it is now the time to do it. It had an incredible day. It literally, they got like $20,000 of donations just today. So if you really want in on it, this is the time to do it, and got some good perks in there.
That's what integrity gets you, Cook Brothers. Hope you're paying attention.
Completely agree.
I love Hal Hartley. That's great.
And a lot of people that collect his Blu-ray stuff might want to know that he is saying the physical release of this will match the style of the other Blu-ray releases, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, thank goodness.
That's a big thing for a lot of people.
I know.
Sandro, speaking of trauma, did you end up getting a replacement disc for the Toxic Avenger box set, and should I upgrade to the 4K versus the Blu-ray set? So first off, yes, I got a replacement third disc. I still need to make sure that my second disc plays, because when I put it in the first time, it did not work. It also skipped. I may need to contact them. Should I upgrade to 4K? Unfortunately, I'm not going to say yes or no. I think that's a very personal decision. As subjectively as I can say this, why are you laughing? It is.
Oh, it sounds like some sex hygiene thing.
It is a section. Have you watched Toxic Avenger? Come on, William.
Of course I have.
So you should understand. Genuinely, I don't think that anybody that watches these in 4K could ever be disappointed in any way. These look astonishing in 4K. They look better than anything that Troma has ever put out, ever. It's wild how good these look in 4K. And if you want to upgrade, I think you should. If you don't want to upgrade, I think that's totally cool. Obviously, the Blu-rays are going to be super cheap, and the 4Ks are a little pricey. They'll probably be around for a long time. So if you just want to wait until they hit a certain price point, put a little note in your phone or get a price tracker, and when they get down to that point, pull the trigger.
So here's my problem. I still have the Toxic Avenger DVD box set because it includes the entire Toxic Crusaders cartoon series, which is great and which I showed to my children when they were young, and they loved singing the theme song, which made me so happy. Toxic Crusaders. And so this 4K set doesn't have Toxic Crusaders, and I don't see any release forthcoming. I do have the Troma Now streaming service, but they're not going to lose the rights to that. But still, having that's a cartoon that it's freaking good, and I like to put it on every now and then. So I don't know. I do want to do the upgrade. Obviously, going from DVD to 4K would be nice. But
and they do look incredible.
I've never heard anybody say that about an in-house Troma movie.
Well, keep in mind, Vinegar Syndrome did the scans.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing scans for like Troma movies. I thought it was they were just restoring licensed movies.
If anybody does not know this, a lot of the boutiques that we all love and support, many of them don't do their own scans. They simply don't have film scanners. So like Severin, they do scans all the time for other companies. They did there was a Western, was it Bonanza or was it something else that just came out on DVD recently? It was like 60 discs or something. A network TV show. They did all of the scans for all of those episodes at Severin.
Wow.
So it happens all the time. Vinegar Syndrome does scans for other people. Severin does scans. Not all these places can afford a scanner. Scanners are super expensive. For a decent one, you're looking at $50,000 plus easily.
Wow.
Just for the scanner, and that's not even the work that goes into it too. Well, I wish somebody would put out the cartoon. Yeah,
I'm sure it'll happen eventually. But this 4K set's on my Christmas list. So,
oh wow, Sandro says not a plug or anything, but Deep Discount has 15% off, and it's on sale right now. So overall, that Toxic set is down to $73.
See, and that's the other thing. If it had the Toxic Crusaders on it, I could justify it as a Christmas gift for my children.
But I agree with Sibner here. Get the set and put the ones with the cartoons in an envelope and put that in the box set.
I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. I do not envelope discs. I am not a 1990s CD collector. That is anathema. I do not envelope discs. That is a sinful display. What's the point? Might as well just get a fucking digital code and say, look at my collection. I got digital codes.
I've not heard you passionate about something like this in a long time. Amazing.
I do not envelope a disc. And everybody's always complaining, ew, I get a scratch from the packaging. And you're going to envelope a disc? Get out of here.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm not going to put that comment up there. We're not here to shoot down all of the other YouTubers.
We're talking about physical media collecting, and you're talking about envelope and disc. I feel like Allen Iverson all of a sudden. We're talking about a collection. You're talking about envelope and a disc.
Ooh, amazing.
Are we collectors? Or are we Best Buy shoppers? I mean, like,
you see this? Nick Avini says the Wynorskian wisdom of Will Dodson, the doctor of discs.
I'd expect somebody who gets their collection from Best Buy to envelope a disc.
All right. Enough of this vehement looking down on others. Kino, eventually, someday, they will be releasing Gunfight at the OK Corral on 4K. This is the 1957 Gunfight at the OK Corral. Burt Lancaster, Kirk Douglas, Lee Van Cleef is in this, and one Mr. Dennis Hopper.
John Sturges, baby. This is awesome. Great movie. I love you, Sidner. Hey, check it out, dude. I learned how to say your name.
Only took many months. Tonight, there will be a recurring theme to discuss sales. We mentioned the Barnes & Noble sale for Criterion Discs is starting here in just a few hours. Next one we're talking about, Indicator is hosting their 7th anniversary sale right now at the site until noon on the 6th of November. UK time, of course. They're having our final sale of the year, our 7th anniversary sale, and our largest ever, of course. It's the hyperbole. They put out more films since then, so of course it's going to be the largest one ever, which includes nearly 250 items. Now, here's the thing. They have selected limited edition titles on sale for $6.99. The return of a 3 for £15 deal on a wide range of standard editions and selected limited editions. Lots of things have sold out already. And a reminder that at the end of the year, they are doing away with the whole points program. So if you got points, spend them now. The hard part is they are making it tough. If you're getting a 3 for $15 deal, you cannot use points on that purchase. So make sure you're doing it the right way. Get all your money's worth, and keep track of everything, and make sure you're spending wisely.
I used my points and did the 3 for 15. Nice.
Well, any big ones that you got that you're excited for?
Yeah, I got I got one of the Hammer box sets. I think it was volume 5. A bunch of stuff was selling out as I was filling up my cart. What else did I get? I got several titles.
Chris Silvestri on Facebook says, I ordered 70 titles. The movies came out to $6 a piece. Jesus.
Gotta do it. There's so many good things in that sale.
Impressive.
I found some stuff. Yeah, I found a couple films by directors I like that I hadn't heard of. So I picked some things up. Yeah, I got a couple box sets. There've been so many sales, I'm like forgetting all the stuff that I ordered.
I honestly, I've not even looked. I keep forgetting to check to see if I even have points. I'm not sure if I do. And the only thing I'm really after, I really want that Mexico Macabre set. They're down to like the last, I think they like less than 50 of the US releases of that box set.
Yeah. I'm going to be throwing a bunch of money at imprint soon. I still haven't gotten the Sidney J. Fury or the Walter Hill or a couple other.
I never got the Sidney J. Fury. I wish.
Yeah, I got to do it.
Oh, Craig, I wish restoring films paid better. I'd buy a ton more movies. On that note, everybody go to deafcrocodile.com and buy from them directly. Gets the most bang for their buck there. Please, all of the new release titles for Deaf Crocodile are all available on the website. And Will showing off the cat movie. I got one close. Which one was it? I think I had visitors somewhere nearby.
Oh, I got my visitor, my Arcana Kickstarter, yeah, with my trading card. So if anybody wants to trade trading cards, I'm now available for that.
Paul, Deaf Crocodile ships worldwide. It'll
be a little pricier.
It'll be pricey.
But think of it this way: for $20, something will go all the way around the world.
This is true.
That's pretty amazing.
Craig says, we ship to Australia all the time. It's not cheap, though. This is true. And it also says, wasn't looking for a plug. I know. I only plug things I love, and I love you, Craig, so thank you. Next up.
Well, you plugged Dane Cook.
I did not plug Dane Cook. I said I liked a movie. That is not a plug. Come on. Another Kickstarter, campaign. This one's on Indiegogo. But there is another Indiegogo campaign up right now for Christopher Bickle. You might know him because he did the sort of like exploitation grindhousey type film a couple years ago called Bad Girls. Also did The Theta Girl. You can now back his new film, Pater Noster and the Mission of Light. And it looks pretty great. It's looks to be a folk horror of sorts. And I'm into it. I hope somebody would check this out. This one, you got all kinds of things that you can choose from. They also made a really freaking great looking soundtrack for this, and they're releasing it on vinyl, and they've got a lot of great artists that are they are contributing to the soundtrack. They even got Tim Capello, the sexy sax man from the Lost Boys. He plays sax on the soundtrack. Like, that's amazing. It is a double LP variant, so check this out if you have not. Might be worth it for you. Roddy says, visitors from the Arcanic Galaxy rules. I want a Moo Moo action figure. You can't run Benny's bathtub without a plug. Speaking of crowdfunding, one of my favorite artists, Kelly Jones, has a Kickstarter up doing a Dracula graphic novel. Nice. Dead Sea Life says he played with Tim in 2 separate bands. Was Tim playing sax then or something else? That's fantastic. Do you like the Lost Boys, Will? Did you seriously mute your microphone for the 3rd time tonight?
I mute it because you tell me to. I used to never mute it. And you're like, when you're not talking, you should mute it.
That's for audio commentary, sir.
I'll go back to the Dracula graphic novel real quick. Because Dracula's an epistolary. So how can it be a graphic novel? Because it's just letters and journal entries.
Good try.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm excited about it.
Scream Factory.
Like nobody's ever adapted Dracula the way it's actually written. All right, what was the other thing you were talking about?
I asked if you liked the Lost Boys because Sexy Sax Man is on the soundtrack for Pater Noster and the Mission of Light.
Man, talk about milking it. That, and I say that with all respect. That guy, I forget his name, but he's managed to stay relevant for 3-4 decades now.
He still goes to cons as the Sexy Sax Man.
I mean, the Madman guy played him on Saturday Night Live or something.
Yep.
It's amazing. What's his name? John Hamm.
That's him. Hilarious. Dead Sea Life says he played sax for us in the Dead Elvi, and Bobby Steele had him play on an Undead song. That's incredible.
Oh my God, are you in the Dead Elvi?
That's what he's saying.
I love you guys.
Oh man, that's incredible.
That's awesome, dude.
Chris Silvestri says Lost Boys needs a proper 4K release with a nice box and new extras.
I did get the 4K. Is it okay? I thought it looked okay.
It looks incredible. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with the 4K. What's wrong with the 4K, Chris? Dead Sea Life is the singer of the Dead Elvi.
No shit. Wow. I am honored. This is so cool. Everybody, if you don't know Dead Elvi, get on it.
Speaking of plugs, there you go.
Yeah, I'll plug that happily.
Well, let's talk about Scream Factory then. First release, January 23rd, they are releasing Thinner from 1996. This is coming on Blu-ray. It has a slipcover on it, and it says extras in progress and will be announced at a later date.
Wait, let me do it.
Go ahead. What do you think of Thinner?
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Thinner?
I've seen the trailer like 100,000 times.
Oh man.
I'm definitely going to watch it now for certain reasons.
This is a great release that you should pick up. I will not say that it's a terrible movie. I won't say that it's a great movie either. I think it could have been adapted a little bit better. It's a fun movie, but also it's got some great features that are going to be on this, and I know because I edited them. And this is going to be a great release. This is fun. It has some stuff that I can't say specifically, I guess, but I would suggest checking this one out. Spent a lot of time on the features on this, and they're really interesting. So check them out.
I'll evaluate the movie as you will. Any film that came out in 1996 in the horror genre has a disadvantage automatically, especially in retrospect because of Scream. Of course, Scream didn't come out till December, so it wasn't like it wasn't like they were competing. I think Thinner came out in the summer sometime, but I could be wrong on that. But when people are evaluating and looking back, 1996 horror films, Thinner's not the one they're going to highlight, right? It's going to be Scream. But it's worth a watch. I haven't seen it.
It's a fun release primarily for practical effects. They put a lot of work into practical effects on this movie, including a fat suit, including a pie that looks like it's breathing. There's some really cool, interesting scenes. Really great. Michael Smith says, any chance you might get Kim Newman to do an episode of your podcast? Wow. I freaking wish. Yes, I would love to do it. He is on my list. I genuinely keep a long list of individuals that I'm trying to get, hoping for some of them to happen soon that are near the top of my list.
I got a list too. I want to add it to your list.
We should do that.
Well, there's some people I want to get on just to yell at them.
Dead Sea Life loved Thinner. A lot of people saying Thinner is fun.
That does it for me. The Dead Elvi love Thinner.
That's all you're going to talk about now tonight.
I'm stoked, dude.
Next up, Scream Factory is putting out Funeral Home from 1980 on January 30th. This is one a lot of people expected Vinegar Syndrome to have, and for some reason, they are not putting it out. They are putting out other stuff, while Scream Factory got Funeral Home. This is kind of surprising that they'd put this out, and it's a brand new title to them, not one that they'd released previously. And it's probably a good time to point out that Thinner, as usual, has collector's edition written across the top. Funeral Home is called a special edition. Now, this is not the first time they've done that, but they've never actually defined what that means. I would love to hear somebody try to explain it.
I don't know. Maybe collector's edition, they're saying, hey, these suckers will get like multiple releases, and a special edition is code for this is it. There's not going to collector's edition is like wink. There's going to be a 4K in 3 months.
And that's the thing with Thinner. I was shocked it wasn't a 4K. They were talking about it together on the special features that they were expecting it to be a 4K.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying collector's edition is this is a hypothesis.
I know what you're saying.
Let's see what happens.
The other thing, Thinner is already available on 4K with HDR on digital. Why is that only a Blu-ray release?
I think that's ironic, given the themes of Thinner, that you can only get it on 4K if it is physically immaterial.
It's stretching of the word ironic, but we'll take it.
That's literally what ironic means.
Jennifer 8 is also listed as a special edition. This has been a weird title. By the way, this is coming on January 23rd, Blu-ray only from Scream Factory. This one has been like a public knowledge title that they've had and been working on for about 3 years. This one has been rumored to be coming out in a few months since before COVID, literally. This is wild. It technically never got officially announced previously. It got leaked, and then they must not have ever been able to finish it. And now it's finally here. This one is an interesting one. This is a hell of a cast. Andy Garcia, Uma Thurman, You've got John Malkovich, Lance Henriksen. I don't think I've ever seen this one because I don't remember it at all. Have you seen this one?
I had no idea Bruce Robinson directed that.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have to see it now. I remember when it came out in theaters, and I was like early high school, maybe. When did this come out? 92? Yeah. So I was like 8th grade, 9th grade, maybe. So
I started kindergarten in 1992.
Yeah. Well, Dane Cook might have been interested in you. I'd already aged out.
Jesus.
It's not libel if it's satire. So yeah, I remember thinking that the trailer looked interesting, but I wasn't able to drive or anything, so I couldn't see it. I guess this will be my chance. Bruce Robinson directed this?
Yes, sir, with Neil and I.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see how he would do a thriller. Yeah.
This one is definitely intriguing. Like I said, also has the special edition title at the top. So we'll see. Extras in progress will be announced at a later date. Next up, January 2nd, they're putting out Forced Vengeance with Chuck Norris. Is this the original art, or is there something going on here? Because man, I
don't know. I don't remember seeing that before.
I don't like the way that looks.
Can vengeance be forced? Like if it's a forced vengeance, is it really vengeance or just an obligation?
Maybe it should have been foisted vengeance. Oh, geez. So this one coming on Blu-ray.
This is the era of Chuck Norris. It's always fun, though.
1982, coming on Blu-ray January 2nd. This will only have a trailer and a new 2023 scan from the Interpositive on this Blu-ray.
It's a forced scan. It's just
literally off of the Interpositive. Yeah. Ronnie says Norris is unrecognizable there, and that is exactly what I'm getting at. Craig says that is the original poster art. That is wild.
He looks like Tom Atkins.
He really does. Tom Atkins after getting punched. Oh, geez. Yeah, that doesn't look like Chuck.
Halloween 4, Forced Vengeance.
It would have just been, it said Halloween 4 CED Vengeance.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Then January 9th.
Here we go.
They're releasing Telephone from 1977 with Bronson.
Yes,
new scan from the Interpositive, just like Forced Vengeance, and a trailer. That is it. Nothing else, which means no Paul Talbot commentary. That's kind of disappointing.
That is disappointing, but I'm super stoked that it's getting a release.
Didn't this have an old Warner Archive DVD?
I don't know. I saw it on like a squished double feature DVD with St. Ives, which that's your cue to click to the next one.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at comments while you were talking. The next one, Street Girls.
It's not even the right one. The other Charles Bronson movie.
Okay, let's go to the other Charles Bronson, then we'll back up. St. Ives, this is from 1976, coming on January 9th. This will have a behind-the-scenes featurette, a new scan from the Interpositive, and a trailer. Charles Bronson, St. Ives.
So both St. Ives and Telephone are awesome. I love Charles Bronson so much. Look, the dude was a coal miner who decided to get into acting because it seemed easier. That's like, what better origin story could you have than that? A Lithuanian immigrant coal miner in Pennsylvania who's like, you know what? Acting looks easier.
Just like that.
And then he goes up and he's like, yeah, he's in House of Wax with Vincent Price, and then it's on to the races. St. Ives, love it. Telephone, love it. Underseen, I think for a lot of film fans these days who know him more for his weirdly reactionary 80s movies with J. Lee Thompson and Michael Winner. So check these out.
Yep. St. Ives and Telephone. You're looking at January 9th for both of those from Shout. And then the other big one in between these that we glossed over here, Shout Studios has a new site exclusive up, which they announced at the same time as all the other titles, which was interesting. Street Girls from 1975. This one is limited to 1,600 units as opposed to 1,500 units.
Wow.
Why? Who knows? They're just making changes. This has a new HD master and has a new commentary with adult film historian Peter Ilunas. New interview with actor-filmmaker Catherine Wilson, an image gallery, and a trailer. And you can pick it up now from their site, and that is it.
Well, first of all, that's more extras than are usually on their site exclusives.
You're correct.
And I think it's appropriate that you should have to pay more for Street Girls.
Okay.
Hey, it's Stan. Hey, Stan.
Similar says Will just made a De Niro face. I love that you did it as you leaned in.
Hey, you're a fucking spoiled bitch. Hey, I don't know much about Michael Miller, but Jackson County Jail is a good movie. Yeah, okay, this looks interesting. Barry Levinson co-wrote this? Okay.
He did. I also want to throw out the funniest line of this to me. Not even line, the funniest half line of this. Filmed on the mean streets of Eugene, Oregon.
Well, these days, they're full of Antifa.
And people that don't want to work.
Wow.
Going to the next one. I believe this is the last of the Shout titles. Let me verify before I look like an idiot again. Yes, it is. So this one is coming out January 16th with the G Kids also producing. We got Ernest and Celestine, A Trip to Giberisha. And from what I've heard, this is supposed to be great. I've not seen any of the Ernest and Celestine titles, but I've heard great things about all of them. This is going to have a making of, interview with the directors and cast, producer, and how to draw our main characters in a couple trailers. And you can pick this up now.
I desperately wish this were the other Ernest.
You're not the only one. Yeah, I certainly agree.
Oh my God, Ernest goes to France with some chick named Celestine. That would be awesome.
Oh man, that would be incredible. Ice is here tonight. What's going on, Ice? I hope you're well, my friend.
Well, I don't want to take away from the film though. That actually. So is it the same people that did? Oh, I gotta put my glasses back on. The same people that did Triplets of Belleville. No, it's one of those from the producer of.
Yeah.
Never mind. Still looks interesting.
First film is incredible. Can't wait to pick this one up and watch it, says Ben. Yeah, I've heard great things about that first one. It's similar. Bonjour, Vern.
How do you say know what I mean in French? I wish I spoke. If anybody speaks French, type in how to say know what I mean.
So before we keep going into these deeper titles, because we're coming up on some of the super intriguing ones that we're going to deep dive some features on. Shout. This has been an interesting month. They did not announce any sort of lobby cards or prism stickers or enamel pins.
Good. Yeah, just good titles.
The other thing, this is the first month since they announced a 4K release that there has not been a 4K title, I believe. Lots of things seem to be changing behind the scenes at Shout. Obviously, we talked about I think we're going on a couple months now. One of the two main gentlemen behind Scream Factory stepped down from the company very publicly. And now I'm hearing a couple others that were working there, like one of their marketing individuals, and some others were either let go or walked away. And seems to be a big shakeup that is going down at Scream Factory. And
Somebody's been watching Disconnected.
It could be. It very well could be. No,
like,
I'm certainly.
It's like, who was the fucking moron who came up with $40 lobby cards? You get out of this office. You get out of this company.
Did these actually cost $8 a piece? What is happening? Gosh. Anyways, just wanted to point that out. It is very interesting. And then Dude McMahon says no Shout Select titles this month. So they usually have one each month. So they skip back and forth. They definitely skip back and forth. It's certainly not all months.
Oh, Anthony gave us the answer we need. No, go with Craig first. Sorry.
Craig says UHD authoring costs a fortune. A title needs to move a good number of units to make that make any sense. Well, they've had plenty that have done it previously. You were going to point out Anthony, but I also wanted to point out that somebody, your friend earlier, said this here.
Thank you. That's awesome.
And it's a very different translation than what Anthony has. Dead Sea Life, they have plenty of jobs, but they limited pay to $1,500 per person. Wow.
I still can't get over this. Oh my God. This was the guy you thought was from Saturn's Core several months ago.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Nick Amini says, where can I find out more on the Scream Shout Factory shakeup? You can't. It's not public info, unfortunately. There's a couple. I know a couple people that know some people that work there, and beyond that, the rest is just public speculation, unfortunately. They're still working on that one Shaw set too that was delayed. Supposedly, they've got multiple Shaw sets still coming. Ancient Pixel says, been buying 4K since 2018. Would like to see more 4K titles, especially with traditional cell animation. Hell yeah, I agree. Dude McMahon says, I doubt they'll make any money back on a thinner 4K. I kind of disagree. I think there's a rabid fan base for Stephen King titles. Well, I guess technically thinner is a Bachman title. So maybe you're right. Benefits to be announced at a later time.
That's a good one.
Oh, that is a great line. Oh, I love that. Let's see.
I was just looking up to see if there's any Dead Elvi tour dates coming up soon, but I don't see any. So
we'll want you to get to work.
Hey, I'll be there.
Nick Amidi says, Shout's delays on announcing extras is crazy making, especially on the Shaw Brothers sets. Not only that, they know what they are going to be when they announce these titles, and that's what frustrates me beyond belief. Multiple times I've finished and submitted extras before they announce them, and they don't announce them. I don't get it.
It is weird because it seems like more people would buy stuff based on the extras.
Well, that, and so many of us are looking at Region B releases of the same titles and wanting to compare and make a decision. And if you're not going to announce extras, how do you get people to buy yours?
Yeah.
John says, I think Shout is the only studio who hasn't done a Jess Franco. Here you go. Dead Elvi. We play twice a year and we haven't rehearsed in 6. We go into every show completely cold. We're horribly unprofessional.
Wow, sounds like us.
Yeah, that's true. Let's keep going. All right, Nicolas Cage in Butcher's Crossing is coming soon on Blu-ray. We don't have a final date on this yet, but this is coming from Sony, and you can pre-order this one now. And the way this looks like, he had not been in any Westerns ever in his career. And it looks like this is now going to be the second or third one he's done in like the last 18 months.
Hey, have you seen the trailer for that movie where he's like in everybody's dreams?
Jeremy saw it at Beyond Fest and said it was incredible.
I've never heard Jeremy say a movie was not incredible.
You should read all of his reviews. He talks down on a lot of movies.
Oh, he writes?
He could say the same for you.
God. Well, you can Google my ass.
Literally, because you had a nude on the internet for years.
That's true. Blitzkid. I think it's down. No, but the weird thing about that trailer is that like the voiceover keeps saying it's a comedy, but nothing in the trailer indicates that it's funny.
Yep.
So I'm not slamming Jeremy's opinion in this particular sentence that I'm saying. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I understand. Marketing is odd.
But we're talking about Butcher's Crossing. Oh, good.
Well, now let's talk about Love Actually, coming out November 21st on 4K from Universal, one of Will's favorites. This is coming. I don't think there's anything new on here, unfortunately. Everything was on the previous releases. 2-disc release. What do you think of Love Actually?
So I'm a huge fan of Rowan Atkinson, and I'm a huge fan of Blackadder. I'm a huge fan of Mr. Bean, huge fan of The Thin Blue Line, which ran for a couple seasons. All Ben Elton, Richard Curtis. But Love Actually takes the sentimentality that I don't like of those three series and concentrates it into a single movie. And I just can't. It gives me diabetes.
If you are into romantic comedies that are very saccharine, this is the one. This is a very saccharine comedy.
Yeah. Not even real sugar. It's the cancer sugar.
Which is also the real sugar. Anyways.
Oh, wait. What am I thinking of?
No, they're all just cancerous.
Yeah, but the fake sugar. That's saccharin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one of them. Anyways. Ronin Flicks is hosting a Halloween flash sale. Like I said, there's going to be a little pattern here, and this one is wild. So they have literally dropped a ton of titles down to $9.99, more than 50 Blu-rays. Some of them have sold out, so it might be under 50 now. But the big thing here, you get an extra 50% off if you buy at least 5 of those in the Halloween title and or in the Halloween sale. As long as you put them in the cart, they apply this discount code for you, and it drops them in half. So somebody in the chat earlier said they got 6 titles for $25.
Yeah.
Like, you can't beat this sale. This might be one of the best Blu-ray sales that we've seen in 4 or 5 years.
So I've got a cart open with 10 titles, $49.95 or something like that. But I'm looking at those 10 titles and I'm like, do I really want these? And the answer is no, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Just because some of them I haven't seen before and they looked kind of neat. And I figure, well, back in the rental days, this is about what I'd pay maybe for a new release. And then if I'm like, this does not deserve shelf space, I can try to sell it, I guess. But wow, that's the kind of thing that really puts obsessives in a dilemma. It's like, wow, what a great sale. I don't really care about any of them, but I gotta get them. Now, Haunt is like, it's $49.99. So with the half off, it's like $29.
It's $49.99 for the super deluxe box set. I believe just the standard blue is $9.99.
I didn't see the standard blue in the sale.
That might have sold out.
Okay. I liked Haunt. I saw it on I think Joe Bob did it.
I really enjoy Haunt. I don't remember if he did it, but yeah, great fun movie. Anthony
asks if I grab Death Warrant. That's the highlight of my cart. I do have Death Warrant, but it's a Blu-ray with like 5 different Van Damme movies on it. So this will be a nicer edition.
The Haunt Standard Edition was available and it did sell out.
Oh, okay. Actually, Sibner asked how many copies of I Spit on Your Grave do I have, and you can't see it, but it's behind me. The box set with the Joe Bob commentaries. Okay, John, confirmed it was a Halloween special with Joe Bob that I saw on. I liked Han. I thought it was fun. I don't think I'm gonna get that super deluxe thing. I'm getting the $5. I already had Nana. Actually, the reason there are only 10 titles in my cart is because I have literally every other title that's being offered except for Lawnmower Man 2 and that Hunt Deluxe Edition.
And the crazy thing is you could just willy-nilly choose titles and they're only $5 a piece as long as you're getting 5. That is a crazy cheap price. Don't go too crazy unless you absolutely need them, but it's hard when, like, if you had none of these and you wanted all 50 titles that were a part of the sale, $250 for 50 Blu-rays is great for boutique Blu-rays.
A lot of them are good. I recommend Youngblood. Yeah, there's several dozen. Nana's good. There's several dozen that I already had that I really enjoy. But yeah, so this 10 is like the dregs. Like I have almost all these titles from previous sales over the years. So these are like the last ones that are perennially included in the sales.
Barely hanging on.
Yeah. And I'm still not getting Lawnmower Man 2.
Alrighty, next up, I put up an interview with a Jonathan Gillette from the Rivoli Theater in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and I know that sounds super specific, and we talk about his theater, and it's going to make you want to go to that theater. However, I think it's a really great conversation for theaters in general, and people discussing the theater experience and all that goes into it, and running a theater. And this individual just bought the Rivoli Theater last year with his 2 siblings. So if you're into that idea, I suggest giving it a watch.
That's so cool the way you, I mean, like, I looked through your archive of interviews, and it's unbelievable the diversity of people connected to the art. I mean, everyone from, John and the art of like live editing, live directing, sports, to theater in Wisconsin, a theater / pizzeria. Which, and I'm not saying that to make fun. I'm saying, like, this is awesome. I've not watched this interview yet, but I've already got a tab open so that I can enjoy it. It's just amazing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned next week. I got a really fun one coming. And we'll talk more about that next week. More on sales. Mondo Macabro is currently running their Halloween sale, and they are getting low on the new limited edition pre-orders. They are going fast, just like that flash pre-order that they did. All of their stuff is for sale right now through November 7th. And the big thing, the shipping is slashed to almost nothing if you're buying the catalog titles. They are crazy cheap for shipping. Like, if you're in Canada, it's like $2 for every title, which is nothing. That's incredibly cheap. If you're in the US, I think it was $2 or $3 for the first title and $1 for every title after that. That's wildly cheap. This is one I always say, go and support Mondo Macabro because they are one of the most consistent boutique labels out there. But this is something that I really hope doesn't fall on deaf ears because, man, they have so many great titles. Stuff that's never been on sale is finally on sale this time. Stuff that you will love if you go and buy some of their Blu-rays.
I was almost disappointed that I already have almost everything Mondo's released. So I'm still looking at that pre-order bundle because under $20, worth it for what's in there, but still, it's a lot. So I'm still kind of waffling on that. Let's go back to your interview. I want to highlight a comment that Paul just posted about your interview with the cast of The Exorcists.
Yeah,
I also enjoyed that, but I do have to take you to task. Because a lot of people rightly were impressed about Doug Bradley and the great conversation that you had. But there was another legendary figure in that interview who has not gotten enough attention, partly because she came in late, but partly because you're just not aware of how incredible she is. And that is Denise Duff.
Yes, sir.
One of the great scream queens of the 90s. Star of the Subspecies series. Most recently, Subspecies 5, which was incredible. Denise Duff. Denise Duff needs respect. And I want more people to go check out that interview and post some comments in appreciation of Denise Duff.
Thank you, Will.
Denise Duff.
Thank you for that. The big one for me wasn't even Doug Bradley. It was Harry Manfredini. That was my big get there.
And he's great.
But Denise Duff, I get it.
Denise Duff.
I get it. Completely get it. All right. Going to the next one. I
like how you managed me. You did a good job, because I would have kept going. I would have kept going. And you're still, I see what you're doing, and you're right to do it.
We got a question. Ronnie says, any recommendations for the Mono Macabro sale? I have a lot. Mono Macabro has kind of just done a lot of great things. I would say Der Fan or The Fan is a great one. Spider is a great one. Panic Beats is a wonderful release from them.
Killer of Dolls.
Iguana with the what is the rest of that title? Is it Iguana with the Tongue of Fire?
Is that Mondo?
I believe it is.
I think that's Arrow.
Maybe. What am I thinking? Oh, theirs is the Fox with the Velvet Tail. So similar. Yes, they pretty much all of their stuff. If you've never seen the film, you will probably like something about every single one of their releases. They are one of the best, most well-rounded labels out there.
Pull up Cinema Jimbos. There you go.
Cinema Jimbo says, I worked with Denise Duff on Hell Comes to Frogtown 2. I was the script supervisor on that. Fun to work with.
Robert Zadar. Hell yeah.
When are we going to get a release of Hell Comes to Frogtown 2?
Oh, send that to Erica. You could have provided context just now. There's no reason for that.
It was funnier to leave it like that.
You know, like people think I'm just saying random shit and you don't know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And you could provide the context. That's what this back and forth is supposed to be.
I don't know if that is public knowledge, what she is working on for her episode, though, so.
Oh.
Anyways, Kino Lorber announced for Halloween that they are in 2024 releasing Del Toro's Mimic on 4K. Mimic. Have you seen Mimic?
Wait, he did the first one? I thought he did the second one. Or was that Blade? You know, John Sayles did some script doctoring on that first one, which lets you know the situation that they were in. You know that yeah, it's not bad. Wait, are you sure? Hold on. I thought
Yes.
you did the second one.
No, this is Del Toro. Instead of just looking it up, have you seen Mimic?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
about the little cockroaches that look like they have trench coats.
Thanks. See, this is back and forth, Will.
Well, who did Mimic 2? Okay, I see that you're right. Mimic 2 was directed by Jean de Sagaznak.
Gesundheit.
All right. Yeah, it's okay. It was Del Toro kind of getting himself established in Hollywood, and it has I wouldn't consider it like canonical Del Toro, but like if you're interested in understanding Del Toro as an artist, I think Mimic as well as Blade 2 are important to see.
I would agree there. I don't think we've ever talked about Del Toro much. Are you anti Del Toro or?
I'm Del Toro agnostic in that all of his movies that I've seen, and I haven't seen Pinocchio yet, but I've seen almost everything that he's done, and I've found all of them beautiful. But most of them I've found narratively lacking. Like I know this is going to be the end of my life, but I prefer Neil Jordan's Hellboy. Wait, Neil Marshall, not Neil Jordan. But yeah, I mean, anytime, Devil's Backbone, just a gorgeous film. I remember showing Kronos to a film class on my 40th birthday, which was fun. I mean, his films are gorgeous, and I haven't seen Pacific Rim yet or anything like that. Stan says Neil Jordan's Hellboy would be interesting. Yeah, it would. He'd cast like Robert Downey Jr. or somebody. But yeah, a lot of his films I found a little narratively, well, I said lacking, but I don't know, something didn't click for me in like Pan's Labyrinth, which I found beautiful. Watched with my mother. My mother wept.
I adore that movie.
Yeah, of course you did. I have some kind of, I mean, of course everybody did, is what I mean. Like I have some sort of emotional like void that prevents me from connecting to the particular melancholy of Del Toro. But I do have nothing but respect for him.
I loved that backhanded compliment.
It was not a backhanded compliment. Like I was saying you're a normal person, and I'm not.
Well, that's the opposite of what it came across as, so it's beautiful. Anyways, we got another Halloween surprise, which I know that you're very excited about. So let's discuss TerraVision's release of Dante's Inferno from 1911. And that is the slipcover. Here is the inner art on this. And they are presenting a new 4K restoration from surviving elements of an over 100-year-old film that was one of the first of its kind and inspired countless filmmakers through the ages, giving us what we know and love today. This release includes a new commentary and 3 new scores. 3 new scores created specifically for this release. The film is presented in the black and white, but they also have a red tint version, giving it a more hellish look. Red tints were used at the beginning of the 20th century as an anti-copy system. Red colors were more difficult to shoot and couldn't be printed on film. This never-before-seen version was a copy of the international English version used across the world after the release of the movie, and therefore the intertitles are in English. So you've got 3 new scores on this, and then a new commentary by film historian James L. Nybar, and this looks like an incredible release.
So it's so crazy that TerraVision's doing this, because I always support the Kickstarters of what are they called? Redwood Manor?
Yes, Redwood Creek, something like
Redwood, that. Not Mill Creek. Redwood, no. Well, Redwood something. Anyway, and they do these great silent films. But Dante's Inferno was the only one that I missed. Like I've supported all their others, but I missed this one, and so I don't have a copy of it. And now TerraVision's putting it out. Is it a different? Is it the same restoration or?
I believe it's the same restoration because there is no other elements, and this is literally a public domain film. But the big difference, and I've gotten a lot of questions, not only that, we even have a question here. I heard this is the same transfer as the Redwood Creek Blu-ray transfer, and I've only heard bad things about that. Is that true? So on the Redwood Creek Blu-ray, they put that film on the disc they put it out in 1080i. It wasn't even 1080p. So it looks way worse. And then on top of that, it was compressed to hell on a BD25. So this will be out on at least a BD50. TerraVision always gives the films enough room to breathe there. And with 3 scores and a second presentation of the film, this is all the more reasons to purchase this release. It looks like an incredible release.
Oh yeah, that's a definite. That's a definite for sure.
Yes. And if you've not seen it, the trailer for this looks pretty damn fun. Anything else?
I'm a huge fan of silent films, as Sibner points out. I am the picture of Dorian Gray and was alive when these films were being produced.
Oh man. Craig says, "Where is that trailer?" I will get you a link. 1 second. This is great. And by the way, I did want to shout out, this is going very quickly. If you want the slipcover on this one, you may want to get it sooner than later. It's already more than halfway sold out, which for TerraVision, that is remarkably quick. There are less than 900 copies of that slipcover left already.
People need to be cooperative with the scheduling of their sales. All right. All right. I'm going to head over to TerraVision after this is over. This might result in me emptying that Ronin Flix cart.
I think it would be a one that you would enjoy more.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, weird they don't have the trailer on their website. It is up on their YouTube channel. Not sure why it's not on the website yet. Next up, we got a random announcement from Imprint that is pretty large here. Imprint Films has launched what they are calling Imprint Asia, and they say, Asian cinema fans, this is for you. Via Vision Entertainment and Imprint is excited to announce its newest media distribution expansion with the launch of Imprint Asia. It will deliver ongoing releases of contemporary and classic Asian cinema across film festival, multi-digital platforms, and physical media, including 4K and Blu-ray for Australia and New Zealand. They are already working with some of the biggest Asian licensing partners on the market. The new brand will be launching with a host of key properties, including 2023 box office mega hit Lost in the Stars, Larry Yang's 2023 action comedy Right On with Jackie Chan, which I hear is actually surprisingly decent, and the 2023 sci-fi epic The Wandering Earth 2, which we just talked about last week or the week before, because it's coming out from Well Go USA as well. And they say, in addition to the new release slate, there will be ongoing classic releases with new restorations and extras produced for physical media collectors, including Chen Kig's The Emperor and the Assassin from 98, Farewell My Concubine from 92, Shui Hark's The Legend of Zoo from 2001, Kikamai's The Sea is Watching from 2002, which was co-written by Akira Kurosawa, and many more. This latest branded arm of Via Vision will no doubt capture the hearts and minds of Asian cinema lovers across all genres. You muted yourself to say something.
It's already captured my heart. You know what,
Will?
You recommended this microphone, and I do not like the placement of the mute button.
It's
Frankly.
really great for most people because most people don't hold this microphone. It's supposed to be set upon something.
Well, I no longer have a desk.
Well, you need to get promoted again.
Promoted. I'm not even assistant to the regional manager.
Paul is happy with this announcement, and Nikomidi says, I hope Imprint unearths some Seijun Suzuki Nikatsu titles. Feel like he's getting forgotten again, except in Japan. And I don't see Criterion releasing those Suzukis.
Not to mention some Norifumi Suzukis. We're still waiting for Sex and Fury.
Did that?
No.
No? And Australia didn't? Umbrella didn't put that out?
Somebody put out Female Yakuza Tale, but which was the sequel. But if Sex and Fury were released, I would already have several copies.
Several copies. Peter Puffer says imprint releases are so much good stuff, but it's frustrating in the U.S. and budgetary wise. They do get kind of pricey. Can't really argue with that, sadly.
I do kind of like it when I go to the website and I look at the Australian price and I'm like, whoa. And then I click US dollars and I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yeah, it would be nice. All right, we are ready for the next one, and the next one is Ninja vs. Shark from 2023 is coming on Blu-ray on November 21st from Media Blasters, and I've heard that this is actually pretty fun, and that is a wild cover.
You know, IRL, my money's on Shark, but as far as the movie goes, I'm willing to suspend disbelief.
Of course. Sibner is asking, not to be a nitpicker, I can wait, but when is the Red Handcuffs release coming from Cauldron? First off, I believe the Red Handcuffs release was not Cauldron, but...
No, no, Zero Woman Red Handcuffs. Oh, sorry. You know what? I need to know my role.
I'll let you finish, Bill. Who's it coming from?
Neon Eagle.
Neon Eagle Video is the one that put out Zero Woman Red Handcuffs, and I believe the last email they sent out was that those would be shipping somewhere between 2 and 3 weeks after the top line and the other two titles that were just sent out recently. So if my math is right, I think sorry, this was really funny. I think those should probably be shipping in the next 10 days or so.
I am the analyst and you are the play-by-play.
Come on, Charles, get it together. Sibner, you ordered from Cauldron, but the label that is putting it out is Neon Eagle Video, that is owned by Jesse from Diabolic and Cauldron and Mr. Jared Honor from Mondo Macabro. Cauldron, at the same time as Zero Woman Red Handcuffs, Cauldron put out Ratman. So you likely ordered both of those.
As did I.
As did many of us. Yes, it is an Asian-focused label that is teaming with Cauldron for manufacturing and all of that.
But let me tell you, though, Zero Woman Red Handcuffs, holy shit. That's probably the most excited I've been all year about a title.
I am very excited to see what else Neon Eagle is going to unearth because they've already got some fun stuff.
And that's only their second release, right?
Yeah.
The other one was
Kill Butterfly Kill. Yes.
Yeah.
Good job, Charles. You were going to say something?
No, Craig said a man's got to know his limitations, and let me tell you, I'm constantly reminded. You know, I'm actually kind of sad because I've had the same boss in different jobs for 17 years, and she's amazing, just like the best boss I've ever had. And she left her last because all these budget cuts are coming, so she wisely took another position elsewhere. And so she's left, and you know, we're all sad about the band breaking up and everything. But the for me, what's going to be really difficult is that for 17 years, I have on a daily basis with preternatural confidence stated wrong things. And her role as my boss has been to correct me. And I no longer have that tether.
Well, I'm happy to help in our hours together.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned, that's obviously, like, I can't even work a microphone, much less correctly identify releases.
All right. Well, we got one more title before the OCN titles. Next up is Milestone Films, which is a Kino Lorber partner label. They are putting out The Exiles from 1961. Another one that I've not been able to see, but I have only heard great things about. This is a Kent McKenzie film, and it chronicles one night in the lives of young Native American men and women living in the Bunker Hill district of Los Angeles. Based entirely on interviews with the participants and their friends, the film follows a group of exiles who are transplants from Southwest reservations as they flirt, drink, party, fight, and dance. I have not seen this. Have you been able to? Because this sounds incredible.
Wait, did Charles Burnett direct this?
Uh,
It says present. Sherman Alexie and Charles Burnett present. Did he direct? I can't see.
I'm not seeing that that's listed here. I'd have to go look on IMDb.
Well, whatever the case, his involvement is enough for me to want to see it. Not to mention Sherman Alexie, you know.
All right. Anything else on the Exiles?
Like you, I don't know anything about it. This is a revelation. But again, those particular names as curators and potential co-creators, that's enough. That should be enough for everybody.
All right. Next thing that we're going to talk about is OCN titles. Unfortunately, the first announcement didn't copy over to Instagram properly. So we're going to look at it on the Vinegar Syndrome website, and that is their release through their Vinegar Syndrome publishing line of the Maniac 4-issue hard case comic collection. And this thing looks wild. Let's look at some of these pictures.
Real coffee table title, man.
I don't know who all is in comics, but if you are, this looks like a really nice, well put together set.
Yeah.
Lots of goodies come with this, and if you want, you can order this t-shirt with it, which the first time they did Zombie, there was also a t-shirt available, and many people did not see that. So keep in mind, if you want a t-shirt, you can check that out.
There's a great one to wear to the grocery store.
Yeah, I mean, there's not anything super offensive on it.
You get to the checkout. Did you find everything you're looking for? Not quite.
So that is a Maniac and everything that comes with that. Next up is going to be, let me get the other screen up. Here it is. So they are putting out an enamel pin that is filled with liquid of the eye scene from Zombie, and it's interesting that there's liquid in it. I kind of want to see that. Does
the splinter move? Like, does it do a little?
It doesn't look like it, but you can see the liquid is here, so maybe the blood looks like it's spurting out.
But it hasn't been penetrated yet. There shouldn't be any blood.
I don't know. Maybe it's just flowing behind it.
Well, that's cool.
Ragnar got to meet Christina Lindbergh on Halloween.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, I think she was at an American Con, her first one in like 9 or 12 years or something, I think.
Well, she's in She's in Norifumi Suzuki's Sex and Fury.
Yeah. Nice. Stan had a little trouble resolving this image at first. You are not the only one. I had a lot of people ask, what am I even looking at here? And when it's blown up, it looks a lot better. The tiny picture did not look great. Man, all kinds of people getting their Joe Spinell plush in. Nice.
God, I wish I got that plushie.
Next up, we got a whole bunch of partner labels, and who's this? Deaf Crocodile first up on the slate this month, and they are putting out Benny's Bathtub, which was revealed exclusively on this channel. This one we've already talked about previously, but just really want to reiterate that this has 3 full episodes of the Danish children's TV series Circleen, which ran from 1967 to 71, including Escape from America, which was banned back where this was made, and it sounds wild. 2 audio commentary tracks on this, and a new essay by Steve Rifle, authoring by Fidelity Emotion, always, because Deaf Crocodile puts the best into all these releases. This looks like an astonishing release, and I cannot wait to see it. This was an immediate must-have for me.
And I'm going to ensure that I refer to it by its proper title, Benny's Bathtub. Uh,
That bathtub movie.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's exactly what I was gonna say, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that again. That's all bad. But yeah, this is a definite pickup. I was unfamiliar with it, but that episode we did with Craig, his discussion of the background and the trailer, holy cow, yeah. That's already in my my cart, my Vinegar Syndrome OCN cart.
And if you want
But
really
actually,
want to see,
I think I'm going to do that. I think I need. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get that direct from Deaf Crocodile.
look at you. Good job. Parental note: Benny's bathtub features scenes of animated semi-nude mermaids. So, hey, just wanted to point that out there.
Just like the Little Mermaid had. That was the first side boob I ever saw. 88, 89. When was the Little Mermaid?
I think it was right around then, something like that.
Yeah, I don't. That's right. And I get another trading card. That's not, if you get it through OCN, there's no trading card.
Only semi-nude. Yeah, they have no tops. Little Mermaid was 89.
Yep.
Next up, the label Canadian International Pictures is putting out The Christmas Martian from 75. While out looking for a Christmas tree one winter day, siblings Francois and Catou encounter a bizarrely dressed entity who emanates bubbles and shoplifts from a convenience store. When Catou convinced this man is really a Martian, the children follow his green trail all the way to a flying saucer. After confirming his alien identity, they form an instant bond and pool their efforts to fix the Martian's damaged spaceship so he can return to his home planet. Meanwhile, the police join forces with the vigilante mob to track down this mysterious visitor and put his antics to an end. I mean, what? First of all. But also, this looks wild. Slipcover for this looks fantastic. Really loving all the colors on this. And they say a viable contender for the weirdest Canadian movie of all time. Of all time. This also has on this, available in the French and the more outlandish English dub, there's a commentary with Paul Karup and Jason Pachonsky from Canucksploitation.com. They also have trailers for all, a 32-minute compendium of the trailers for the Christmas Martian and the first 15 films in the trailers for all series, trailers for all commentary as well, new audio interview with the actor Marcel Sabourin. There is a Joy of Winter documentary short, an animated short, and a booklet with a new interview with the NFB curator Marc St. Pierre and an essay on the composer Jacques Perron. I mean, this is a loaded, fun-looking release.
Well, Marsh asked for help. You help him.
Allegedly. Yeah, this looks fun. I got a warning from Erica from Unsung Horrors that posted a 2.5-star review that said, warning, this movie is certainly not for everyone, but it sounds wild enough to see at least once.
just
You're still laughing about allegedly?
That was good.
Ronnie says, I asked my Canadian friends if they knew this movie, and they didn't. I was disappointed they didn't have weird nostalgic feelings for it. Yeah.
Well, this is a Quebecan movie, right?
I believe so.
So it's different.
A Quebecois.
Quebecois? Yeah, that's different. That's different. Yeah, like a Quebecois might not even say this is a Canadian movie.
Yep, every single movie is someone's favorite movie. Completely agree.
There you go.
Well said, Ragnar.
That's the one.
Then we got an announcement. Altered Innocence is putting out Fogey is a Bastard from 1998. This is set in Zurich during the early 70s and boasting a killer soundtrack that includes the Stooges and the Velvet Underground. This one sounds and looks pretty decent. You got a region-free Blu-ray, new interview with the director, restoration trailer, and a couple other trailers. Decent-looking movie. So on the slipcover here. What are you thinking on this one? I know you like a lot of the Altered Innocence releases.
Yeah, well, you can't go wrong with that soundtrack. That sounds like worth a watch at least.
It's a very Will soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all over it.
Let's see. Ronnie just pre-ordered this. Says it looks good. Yeah, it definitely looks good. Next one, I Blame Society is coming from Decanalog. This is a 2020 film and really kind of intrigued me. So this says, we gave you all these ideas and you go off and make weird Francis Ha, the famous last words of a producer who doubts the awesome power of writer-director-star Gillian Wallace Horvat. After a few idiosyncratic short films, Horvat gave the world a concentrated dose of her meta madness in I Blame Society, a film that destroys itself and its benefactors as it goes on. Lots of great individuals in this, including Macon Blair, who I adore, and I believe there is a film from 2015 called Kiss Kiss Finger Bang that has Anton Yelchin in it. It's only a short, but it's Anton Yelchin. I love him.
Well, I don't know if I want to see this though.
Why not?
I don't know. You know what? For some reason I don't want to sound like a Puritan or anything, but for some reason that title sounded gross.
That's just a short film on there.
Well, being short doesn't have anything to do with it. I think it somehow.
Hey, we're both tall. That's okay.
And you know what? I bet this was part of her point. It somehow accessed a deep-seated puritanical imprint in my psyche, a remnant of the patriarchy that is ruining culture. So yeah, let's do it. I blame society too. Solidarity. I'm a feminist.
Anyways, next up, Connie, one of my favorite of the OCN partner labels as well. They are putting out Journey to the West from 2021. Again, great looking art on this release. I think that they really picked some great imagery on this. And this is going to be a Region A locked Blu-ray HD presentation, director's introduction for this interview with Kong Deshawn that is 24 minutes, some trailers, promotional videos, and a booklet with stills and posters. This film, though, if you've not read the synopsis, I'm going to run through this real quick because this sounds wild. The years have worn out Tang Jejun, the editor-in-chief of the foremost space exploration magazine in China. His entire life is now I don't know that word. Paeon. Showing my lack of education there, I guess. To a space age long gone. When he hears of a collective UFO sighting in a remote village called Burning Nest, he glimpses a possibility for redemption. Flanked by a cynical staffer, a drunk, and an insomniac groupie, he journeys westward to the Daliang Mountains of Sichuan to face the truth about the universe and himself. I've heard that this is great.
Is that a strand of DNA with a carrot in it?
That is precisely what that looks like to me. But also a video camera and a wine bottle.
Okay. I'm into it. Well, as I said last time, Connie is a company that I just kind of automatically pick up their titles as they come out. So I see no reason to change.
I got to admit, as we're about halfway through these partner label releases, other than a couple, it seems like a lot of really exciting titles, but nothing that the community overall is really jumping on hardcore, which is interesting. It seems like an odd batch to have everybody not be super excited for. So I hope people take a look at what all of these are, watch some of the trailers, actually read the synopses, and find out what they are, and support the labels you like if you've got the ability and you want to.
This might be a more challenging month. This is the first.
Yeah, I see that.
This is the first month in a long time where I hadn't seen any of the titles, and actually,
wow.
Yeah, I don't actually was not familiar with any of the titles, so I don't know if that's part of the issue for other people, but. Because it certainly gave me a moment where I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm interested in this month.
Right.
But as I'm taking the chance to, as you say, look at trailers and read the synopses, I'm like a little more interested.
Yeah, I totally get that. Next up is The Killing of Bobby Green. This is coming from Saturn's Core, and this is from 1990. This also has, let's see, there is a bonus movie on this called Crooks from 1989 as well, and then a director's edit of Crooks that removes a good 16 minutes from it. Lots of stuff coming on these discs. Saturn's Core, again, they never once ever put out a disc that doesn't have a ton of stuff on it. So they're just releasing everything that they can with these films. If you're into this, absolutely check it out. Laughing because I saw Ronnie's comment. There's no video game nostalgia doc this month.
Milo's Secret Castle. The untold story.
Oh man.
I gotta say, like, I've never been an SOV guy, not because of just because it doesn't look the same as film. And Saturn's Core, more than, and I say this as a guy who made an SOV film, or never quite finished it. But Saturn's Core, man, is doing the Lord's work, or the Underlord's work, because I've really gotten into stuff as a result of checking out Saturn's. I mean, I knew Scooter McRae, I knew his work, and appreciated it. But Saturn's Core, probably as much as any other label, is introducing me to stuff that I otherwise never would have found that I do appreciate. So I don't know. I don't know about The Killing of Bobby Green, but I'll probably check it out at some point.
Yeah, Saturn's Core, TerraVision, VHS Hit Fest, Visual Vengeance.
Yeah, all those guys.
These labels are putting stuff out that are SOV and stuck there for years. It's quite astonishing, some of these films that they're able to rescue right now.
I enjoyed, speaking of Visual Vengeance, I enjoyed LA AIDS Jabber. I thought that turned out to be worth it.
Yeah, I would agree there. Next up is the Dark Star Pictures title, Pig Killer, from 2022, which a title like that certainly makes you pause.
Look at that cast. That's enough. I'm definitely getting this.
So this one says, based on the terrifying true story of Robert Willie Picton, the pig farmer cum prolific lady killer whose horrific crimes shocked the world, Pig Killer graphically depicts Picton's felonious farmhouse of rape, torture, slaughter, and dismemberment of almost 50 women. With his Herculean hog, Balthazar, by his side, Willie and his menagerie of colorful cohorts terrorized Vancouver's downtown east side for almost 2 decades, until his 2002 arrest that uncovered the most bizarre series of murders Canada has ever seen. What? That's wild. Ginger Lynn is in this. We got a behind the scenes with Ginger Lynn, behind the scenes with Michael Pear, deleted scenes, alternate scenes, Q&A from CineXS, Pig Mask Progress, Canadian Bacon, the making of, Meet the Pig that's in the movie, and then a couple other auditions and screen tests and such.
Yeah, Bai Ling's in this.
Absolutely.
Jake Busey, huh? Yeah. Blue Temple, yeah. Oh, this is great. That's all I have to say. My dog's name is also Balthazar. Coincidentally.
Well, do you call him like RJ for short or something?
No, I call him various obscenities.
I was going to say most of the time it's all profanities from what I hear.
Fucking that dog, man.
My dog has been for some reason, I think it's because it's finally getting cold, my dog has been nestling between the wheels of my office chair while I work, so I can't move at all for hours at a time. And I go to move like a half an inch and she freaks the hell out. And I'm just like, oh, get out of here. Anyway.
Your dog's great though.
Yeah, and she always acts like nothing happened right after that. She's like, oh, you want to talk? Yeah, I hear you yelling. You want to hang out? Anyways. Next up is Yellow Veil putting out The Runner from 2022. This says a strange bloodied woman travels to a secluded rural town, and that's the only synopsis you get. And the odd thing here, that's the synopsis you get, and you'll like it, and that's it. The odd thing here, this is 39 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, The Runner is 39 minutes.
How
do you feel about that?
Is there anything else?
I mean, there's other stuff because there's an intro from Stephen Hanley. There's an interview with a couple people, a commentary track, some music videos, a Polaroid slideshow. The big thing, there's an essay by Alexandra Heller-Nicholas illustrated with Polaroids from the set.
Well, I like her.
But that's it. I'm not against shorts.
Yeah, full price?
This is up for full price. If you're not a subscriber, this costs $28.
I don't want to sound like an old man or anything, as opposed to everything else I've said tonight. But I see on there featuring all new music from Boy Harsher, and I'm like, who?
Yeah, same thing. Never heard of Boy Harsher. $28 for a 39-minute movie.
Well, better be some good ass minutes.
That's not a great thing, I don't think.
Oh wait, Boy Harsher made the movie, and it features all new music from Boy. Something tells me this is a vanity project.
I'm very confused now.
Is that his name, or did he choose that?
Where does it say Boy Harsher made the movie?
On the cover.
It says a Boy Harsher film. I'm too busy looking at the credits, I guess. It says directed by Jay Matthews and Augustus Muller.
Oh, well, I wonder if Boy Harsher's like the producer and is like one of those is doing like from the producer of.
Yeah, it could be. Have a good night, Tony. Good to see you. Will puts his glasses on and gets within 2 inches from the camera and doesn't want to sound like an old man. Oh, that is
Go rehearse.
Okay, so here we go. Well, I love your screen name, and I love that I have to repeat this. Bare Butt Gorilla Hut says, The Runner is on Shudder. I watched it. It's a long music video.
What do you call that? You can't call that spread eagle. What is that? I'm talking about the image.
Oh, I saw.
Okay.
I'm getting it down so I don't get TOS'd. Yeah, a 39-minute film in quotation marks for $28 when you're not a subscriber. And even then, as a subscriber, it's $20. Like that's honestly still a little high for this, I think.
But this is the genius of Boy Harsher, because we've been talking about this film for longer than any movie we've talked about tonight.
Almost as long as the movie.
We've got I mean, Craig's watching, and we spent like 30 seconds on the bathtub, on Benny's bathtub. And here we are.
Gave him a full show previously.
But we're going on and on about this fucking runner. And we're just giving Boy Harsher what he wants. Yeah, let's move.
Next up this month from AGFA, Shredder Orpheus from 1990. Let's shred our way to hell. The Greek myth is reimagined as a post-apocalyptic skateboard rock opera. What did I just say? Rock opera in Shredder Orpheus, a low-budget hallucination that drops somewhere between the music video for Devo's Whip It, a Bones Brigade skate tape, and a surrealist art project. The story follows Orpheus, a rock star who descends to hell in order to save his kidnapped wife and the universe from Satan and his hypnotic TV signals. Filmed in Seattle and featuring a rare screen role from Stephen Jesse Bernstein, the William S. Burroughs of the Pacific Northwest, Shredder Orpheus makes its disc debut with a new preservation from the original film elements.
That's just a funny thing to say. The William S. Burroughs of the Northwest. Hey, look, this looks like it'd be a good double feature with Prayer of the Roller Boys. You know what I'm saying? And Drew McMahon is excited, so that tells me something.
Yeah, he says, never, Shredder Orpheus is huge. Never thought I'd see it on Blu-ray. First time I've ever pre-ordered from VS. Wow.
Oh, that's an endorsement.
Must be a big one. He says, it's not like anything you've ever seen, I guarantee.
Well, I mean, have you seen The Runner?
We almost have a full commentary done for it now.
Yeah, send them an invoice.
So this disc is also going to have a Bomb Shelter video promo from '93, a commentary with the director Robert McGinley and AGFA's Brett Berg, who's fantastic, behind-the-scenes photo gallery, preservation of the original VHS version, which I love that they're doing that. More companies should do that. That's fun. Original home video trailer, booklet with the Robert McGinley interview by David J. Moore and writing by Amy Rose, and subtitles. Fun-looking release. Never heard of it. Craig says, was this also shot on the mean streets of Bend, Oregon?
Hey, man. Antifa.
Oh, man.
Be careful out there.
Next up, Umbrella is releasing Top Knot Detective from 2017. This previously got a Third Window Films release, so you might have that one if you are somebody that's been getting some of the Third Window releases. Just a heads up. This one is region free, an audio commentary by the directors, the original pilot episode on this. You got a trailer, Team YAS previs fights, behind the scenes featurette, a CD soundtrack coming in this. That's not all that common. So, yeah, this looks like a decent release. And this one is the same price as Runner. I'm sorry, I had to.
Well, you know, it's like a cricket thing. You got a striker and a runner. You got to get them in tandem.
Yep. Dude McMahon says I can finally retire my VHS of what's it called? Orpheus?
Shredder
Orpheus. Says I heard it was released on DVD but never found a copy. It seems like AGFA is saying it was never. It's making its disc debut, so maybe it was never officially on DVD, and that's why you couldn't find a copy. Yeah, I agree with this. Carrie Mulligan says Shredder sounds like it'd be fun, like Turbo Kid and Psycho Goreman.
Wow, yeah. Well, Time Striker looks pretty cool too.
It's actually called Top Knot Detective, sir.
Yeah. Well, what's the Time Striker? What is that?
I believe it's a show within the show. It says this mockumentary unravels the tale of how Ronan Shuri Tantai made it to the Australian scenes back in the late 90s, retitled as Top Knot Detective.
Did you already say that?
No, but I typed it yesterday.
Okay.
Let's see. Michael says no sign yet on the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale. I think last time they started at midnight. I gotta agree. I've been refreshing at the same time when I could every so often, and yeah, it's still not showing up. So we'll see what happens.
I don't want to sound like a nihilist or anything, but I'm just going to wait till tomorrow.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Or later today, I guess.
Yes, it is after midnight there. Factory 25 is releasing Warm Blood from 2022. Cool. And this one looks like it could be a really interesting standout from this month. Says set in the underbelly of 1980s Modesto, California, which is almost like saying the mean streets of Eugene, Oregon. I got to be honest.
Right. I was about to say. It's like, Modesto in the 80s.
I've heard about all those Modesto gangs. Warm Blood uses the real-life diary of a teenage runaway named Red, returning home to find her father. In his narrative feature debut, the director Rick Charnowski's history as a skate video director informs the frenetic storytelling style as he combines Red's nihilist musings with a collage of documentary and B-movie meta-narratives that paint a seedy picture of life on the outskirts of town in old Modesto. Talk radio bits and punk music underscore the auditory cacophony of doom, while frequent Kelly Reichardt collaborator Christopher Blovelt lends his immersive naturalist lens shooting on gritty 16mm. While Red searches the streets, a constant foreboding presence looms around the chemically toxic river that is polluting the town. Via a cable access news reporter interviewing the local residents about its impact, Charnosky infuses today's growing apathy around the insurmountable nature of our man-made ecological disasters into this raw, politically subversive tale.
Okay, I'm interested in seeing this, but I resent the number of adjectives.
In the title or the synopsis?
Everything you just read, like
There's a lot in that synopsis.
that was like 90% adjectives.
It really was.
Way too many adjectives.
Write me a paragraph, but make it pretty.
You know, that many adjectives is kind of a red flag. You know, when you see that many adjectives, you got to say to yourself, I don't believe them all. I don't believe them all.
If there was 6, we'd talk.
I just feel like that was some extraneous adjectives.
Oh, man. Chris is asking, do we know if Subscriber Week is in January again? I forgot if they announced it. I believe, don't quote me as many people might, but I believe Justin has confirmed on Facebook that it was going to be in January again, but I am not 100% sure. And Sibner, I think it'll be at 3 a.m. that it starts, so it matches with the West Coast. Last time, it actually started with the East Coast.
Or maybe they're trying to give love to the coasts.
Then Factory 25 is also able to sell this LP crate glass ornament, and then this VHS glass ornament, and these are pretty nice. They look pretty nice, at least. I don't know that I want to buy them for the price that they're up for, considering they're $20 a piece and only a couple inches. But
says the guy who does not like Jess Franco, but has the Jess Franco ornament.
I like some Jess Franco.
But that ornament
is amazing.
I don't even have that ornament.
I'll sell it to you for $90.
I'll sell you a copy of Deader for $650.
Oh man, love it.
I'll trade you my Scarlet box for it.
I already have the Scarlet box.
Oh, here we go. We're getting into your favorite series.
I'm just going to turn it off. Thanks for watching, everybody. Anyways, next up, Kino Lorber announced the 38th entry. Sorry, I don't know Roman numeral. 16th entry into their film noir, The Dark Side of Cinema series is coming on January 9th. This is going to have the brand new HD masters of The Mystery of Marie Roget, A Chicago Deadline, and Iron Man. These are from 1942, 49, and 51. All 3 are in black and white. They're all from a 2K scan of the 35 millimeter fine grain elements. We got a new audio commentary for The Mystery of Marie Roget by Tom Weaver, Gary L. Pronge, and Tom Zimmerman. We got a new audio commentary for The Mystery of Marie Roget by Kim Newman and Stephen Jones. New audio commentary for Chicago Deadline by Alan K. Rode. Another new audio commentary for Iron Man by Gary Garani. Some trailers, and that's it.
I know you're not excited, but I'm 100% all in on the film noir series from Kino, and I love the fact that like half of them are titles that are so obscure that this is the only way they can get released is
Right.
in these kind of branded box sets. Every box set that I've gotten, and I've got about 6 or 7 of these so far. Everyone has at least one movie that was a revelation to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm not against them getting released at all. That's a great thing. Super stoked. This one, though, Kino is releasing Please Not Now from 1961. This is coming on January 2nd, starring one Brigitte Bardot. That's the wrong way to say that. Audio commentary by Alexandra Heller-Nicholas on this.
Okay.
Great looking release.
I mean, anytime Alexandra Heller-Nicholas is on a disc, it's already worth it. And this, I think, is a Bardot movie that probably many people are unfamiliar with, including me. This is one I've seen, like listed in books, but I've never watched. So,
some said it was the most provocative comedy of 1961.
ooh.
Then we got some BFI announcements today. They are releasing The Wages of Fear on 4K from 1953. This is coming on February 5th in the UK. And this is where you wax poetic for the next 3 minutes on this film. Go right ahead.
No, just get it. Anybody watching this show who hasn't seen The Wages of Fear should get this and see The Wages of Fear. And I know there's a lot of Friedkin fans who enjoy Sorcerer, which is a remake of this film. So this is your chance to this is a complete. I had not heard this at all. I am learning this at the moment that you post it. I have the Criterion release. Obviously, I had no idea 4K was about to come out. Wow, this is Clouseau's masterpiece. Yeah.
So a lot of people have recently got this on Blu-ray, and now it's coming out on 4K. So just throwing it out there, it's getting a release. Ronnie says, "What's it like ordering from BFI from the US? Don't ask Sibner, who is still waiting on titles that he ordered during a sale like a good 6 or 8 weeks ago. Usually it's pretty decent. I'm not sure what's going on right now." Chris, this is not BFI's first 4K release. They've done a handful now at this point, I believe. In fact, I think The Proposition may have been their first 4K release.
Oh, written by Nick Cave.
It does not mention the source of the restoration, Craig. No, it does not.
That might be an issue then.
I wouldn't say that until we know something.
Well, that's why I use the word might.
Well, we don't need to mention a potential issue.
It was too late. I did.
Right. Next time, don't.
Well, I used the word might because then I said nothing. I said nothing at all.
Will, it's time you realize that you are Charles Barkley and people look at you for inspiration and knowledge on these. And when you say there might be an issue, people are already thinking there is an issue that needs to be resolved.
I am not a role model. Nor have I ever won a championship at any level.
I mean, to be fair, Barkley barely won.
He didn't win.
Didn't he win one?
No, he almost did. He got traded to the Rockets with when they still had Clyde.
Oh, that's right.
So they didn't get it. And you know what? I'm glad Karl Malone never won because fuck that guy. I wish Charles had gotten one. Charles Barkley deserved a championship.
Charles is pretty damn funny. And I do think it's hilarious that they put Why are we talking about sports? It's hilarious that they put Karl Malone on that Lakers dream team right before he retired. That was god awful.
I thought that was a fitting end for all people involved.
It was such an atrocious team.
I enjoyed watching North Carolina's own Rasheed Wallace and the Detroit Pistons take those pieces of shit apart.
Anyways, enough about The Wages of Fear, I guess. BFI also announced February 19th on Blu-ray, they're releasing Werner Herzog, Radical Dreamer.
Yeah.
This is a master filmmaker, auteur, poet, truth seeker, explorer, brand, meme, actor, lauded voice artiste, doomsayer, legend. That is Werner Herzog. This is the man, now 81, who had a 320-ton steamboat hauled over a steep hill in Peru, who hypnotizes his actors, climbs down into volcanoes, talks to murderers on death row, cooks and eats his own shoe, and was once shot at. It's these moments, along with other stories, as well as his appearances in everything from The Simpsons to The Mandalorian, that have made Herzog a cult figure the world over. With exclusive behind-the-scenes access into Herzog's everyday life, rare archive material, and in-depth interviews with the man himself and celebrated collaborators, including Christian Bale, Nicole Kidman, and his wife, Lena Herzog, we are given an exciting glimpse into his work process and personal life, Also appearing in the film are Joshua Oppenheimer, Robert Pattinson, Patty Smith, Carl Weathers, Wim Wenders, and Chloe Zhao. You're also going to have a trailer on this and a booklet about with new writing on the film and full credits.
I love Werner Herzog, one of my probably top 5 or 6 filmmakers. And, Grizzly Man is still not on Blu-ray. Can you believe that? Look it up, because I would love to be wrong. And if I am wrong, I will go purchase it from wherever right after this. But I like to teach, in particular, the Enigma of Caspar Hauser. I just love Werner Herzog's films. Into the Abyss, talking about interviewing serial killers and stuff. One of the great indictments of capital punishment in America, one of the few countries that still has capital punishment. One of the great 3D movies, Cave of Forgotten Dreams.
Can I interrupt to say that Grizzly Man has been released 3 times on Blu-ray in the UK? Thank you.
Okay, well, I don't live in the UK, but I will now look it up. Unconscionable that it hasn't been released.
I love that after I answered that, I just got an email from Sibner giving me a link to the release in the UK.
I think I don't want to sound like a narcissist or anything, but I think Sibner waits until the first Thursday of each month just to fact check everything I say. Like, I'm ready to go. Okay. My point is, I really love Werner Herzog. He's the one Zack Snyder thing. No, is it? I think it's Zack Snyder. Incident at Loch Ness.
I don't know that one.
All right, Sibner, tell me if I'm right on Incident at Loch Ness. The mockumentary about the Loch Ness Monster with Herzog. Herzog is acting in it.
It's Zach Penn is the director.
Zach Penn. Okay, it was a Zach. What did Zach Penn do? The fuck is that? Well, anyway, Incident at Loch Ness is awesome too. So, what I'm trying to say is, I can't wait to see this documentary because I love Werner Herzog so much, and there are the endless parodies of his voice and the way he talks cosmically about everything. But goddamn, don't you wish you could hang out with him?
Oh well. Realistically, probably not, but that'd be fun. Theoretically, maybe.
No, that's exactly the kind of conversation I want to have about everything.
All right. Next up from BFI, they are putting out Beautiful Thing from 1996. This is coming on March 19th on Blu-ray, and I have heard only wonderful things about this. It says, during a long, hot summer in South London, Jamie is bunking off school more than usual, scurrying back to the TV in the flat in the Thamesmead estate where he lives with his mother, Sandra, whilst his neighbor Leah, who's been kicked out of school, spends her days listening to Mama Cass records. In the same block is Jamie's sporty classmate Steve, whose home life is punctuated by the regular beatings he receives from both his father and brother. One night, in a bid to escape the violence, Steve takes refuge in Sandra's flat and sleeps head to toe with Jamie. As Sandra struggles with a job promotion and her relationship with her hippie boyfriend Tony, Jamie and Steve gradually discover their affection for each other. And I believe it's supposed to be a really great LGBT-focused coming-of-age movie that's supposed to be great.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like a good romantic, unless it's Love Actually. I like a good romantic film.
I'm only laughing, not about what you said, but Sibner has now emailed me the poster of Incident at Loch Ness.
Well, all right. What else does Zach Penn direct? Why did I think he was Zack Snyder? I don't know.
Zach Penn has also directed. Let's see. I've got it pulling up now. Oh man, that is not the face I expected on somebody named Zach Penn.
Wow.
Well, he has directed 3 things: Incident at Loch Ness, The Grand from 2007, and Atari Game Over from 2014.
Is that like an ETS?
ETR documentary coming.
Weird. Isn't that crazy what memory does? Because I remember seeing Incident Loch Ness when it came out, and be like, wow, this is a Zack Snyder movie. I don't know how I made the mistake.
It's also wild because it was 2004.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Do you understand the difference between now and then? Oh my God, I was so smart and thin and beautiful. I was svelte, man. A long time ago. Well, anyway, my point is Werner Herzog is great, and I gotta say this. I don't know who, I can't remember who posted this, but I think it might have been Carrie. Somebody said that towards the end of the night I had morphed into Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, that was...
which I don't exactly know what that means, but I guess it's because I'm getting tired of my voices. But now you've gotten to this like gay love story directed by Hetty McDonald, and I can't help but think of it as like Norm's sister or cousin or something, being like, hey. Hey, everybody deserves to love.
Now I want to hear the mashup of Charles Barkley playing Norm Macdonald.
Oh God, I don't even know what that would be. I'm like, Beautiful Things starring Andy Richter.
Wow. Yeah, Sibner says to check out Zach Penn's writing comments and credits. And he's got a lot of stuff in here. Free Guy, Ready Player One, The Avengers, The Incredible Hulk, X-Men: The Last Stand, and Fantastic Four, and Elektra, all of Will's favorites.
Okay, well, I just want to say that Zach Penn made a good movie.
Norm Dodson.
Hey man, I'll take that.
Man,
I miss that guy. I remember. Oh my God, my sister did the most appropriately Norm thing, but it made me cry. I didn't know he had died, and I got this text from my sister, and it was a GIF of the scene in Dirty Work when Norm is being thrown into a dumpster. And so I just opened my phone, and it's this repeated image of Norm Macdonald being thrown into a dumpster, and then I get a news alert that he had died, and I fucking wept, man. I cried, and it took me a few hours, but I had to say to my sister, you know what, that was the right move. Unintentional Norm type humor. I don't know. It's, oh man, you should see. I've got cue cards in front of me. I've been working. This is the reason I'm on only once a month. I work on it.
Let's go to the next one. We only got a couple left. BFI is also releasing on January 22nd. Scala, not sure how to pronounce this. I've not seen it. Don't roast me in the comments, please. From 2023. It says archive footage, eye-popping movie clips, acid-crazed animation, and some famous names collide to tell the story of London's infamous influentia Scala Cinema, with its cracked marble floors, resonant cats, and mysterious extrasensory rumblings. This was magic and a refuge from the violence of Thatcher's Britain. Hilarious, irreverent, and ultimately heartbreaking, with a fabulous original score by Barry Adamson. It is more than mere nostalgia. It's an X-rated love letter and a universal shout-out to the power of cinemas to inspire impressionable young minds and create a sense of community for outsiders, a place where everyone is welcome. Yes.
We need those.
I like to say that about this place, too. I missed the writing credit for 99's Inspector Gadget. I didn't expand the IMDb. I apologize, Sidner. Terry says the only way that this could be more for Terry would be for them to retitle it From Scala to Terry. The incredibly strange film show clip package is the cherry on top. Yeah. There's a lot on this.
Oh, this is it was 100% definite.
Audio feature commentary by the directors, best of the rest, essential outtakes from it, 30-minute intimate portrait of the cinema in its later years, originally made for cable London. The scale is projectionist at work, incredibly strange film show sampler, essential psychotronic interviews with some Scala favorite filmmakers, animations from the film that's from 2023. The Viz cartoonist creates a piece of artwork for the film. That's from this year as well. Lots of new stuff. This looks to be a pretty loaded disc if you are into something like this. And Will left. I think we only got one or two left, so let's discuss The Eternal Daughter. We had gone over this one previously, but Joanna Hogg's release is coming on January 22nd on Blu-ray from BFI. This is going to have an audio commentary by Joanna Hogg and the PD, Stephanie Kalange. We got a short film by Joanna Hogg from 2023 that's 11 minutes. And there's a theatrical trailer and some other extras that will be announced at a later date. And looks like a good release for this one, and we don't have a U.S. release for this one yet. So,
love Joanna Hogg. Sorry, I had a familial situation occur. Love Joanna Hogg.
Good.
Let's do it. BFI's got some shit this month, whenever they're releasing them.
Well, this one is January. They're kind of all over the place, including one of these was March. We're already getting March announcements, sir.
Man, who knows if we're even going to be here?
I know. Well. February 26th, they're also releasing Getting It Back, the story of, again, another word that can be pronounced 6 different ways. What would you say as you're reading this, Will? You're the educator.
I'm going with Samande.
Samande. This is from 2022. In the racially turbulent UK of the early 70s, a group of black musicians came together in South London with a common love of rhythm and a message of peace. Samande, with the dove as their symbol, combined jazz, funk, soul, and Caribbean grooves to form a unique sound. Despite success in the US, they faced indifference in their native Britain, becoming disillusioned and disbanding in 75. This is going to have a trailer on it and an illustrated booklet with new writing on the film and full credits. And that is it.
I just want to...
Simande. Got it.
That's what I fucking said.
You said Simande, not Simande.
I just looked it up. I was correct. Samande. It means dove in Calypso.
I love how you sound like so... I don't know, like nonplussed about that. Yeah, this is what the fuck it means. Fucking Calypso. God.
I'm doing an impression of my dad. Anytime anything like related to like any kind of awareness of other people comes up, my dad goes, "I'm woke."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm woke. I'm into it. I've come around. He goes, I've come around. That's what he says. He goes, I've come around. I'm like, way to go, Dad. Could you sound a little less angry about it?
All right. Last thing we do after announcements is check on what is coming out next week, just in case you were forgetting. And there's quite a lot. Fargo 4K, Witness 4K, that's an Arrow release, American Graffiti 4K, which, again, I'm not one to trash like we were talking about with Mean Streets, but I'm hearing American Graffiti is littered with DNR, so you may want to wait on some more specific reviews from those that are getting that early. I'm not checking that one out anytime soon.
It's also littered with shitty writing.
That was a very Norm joke.
Oh.
Scrooged 4K next week, Trading Places 4K, new 4K Steelbook of the Guns of Navarone, Jackie Chan box set from Criterion, Black Hawk Down 4K Steelbook, Surviving the Game finally on Blue from Shout, Violent Nights re-release on 4K, Duck Soup, Monkey Business, Animal Crackers, Horse Feathers are all getting standard releases from the studio next week.
Oh, wow.
Full Body Massage from Unearthed, the South Park The Streaming Wars coming from Paramount, Gran Turismo 4K next week as well. Coconuts, also one of those standards from the studio. Buster Keaton Collection Volume 5 from Cohen Media. World of Giants from the Classic Flicks Collection. Seamus coming, TR Baskin from Fun City Editions, which we don't get to talk about enough. The Clerks 1 through 3 premium box set. I think this is the one that folds out like the Quick Stop, if I remember right. The Perfume of the Lady in Black. That's a rare video title. Bullet for Sandoval coming from VCI. RoboDoc. This is one that people are saying is actually pretty good. The Gamblers coming from VCI. Warhorse 1, I believe that one is coming from Well Go USA. Lion Girl coming from MVD. That's most of the big ones. Any of those near the top, at least, that you're eager for or are picking up soon?
Go back to Full Body Massage. Look at it quickly and tell me it doesn't look like Joe Bob and Darcy.
So I've never said this before because I know your affinity for Joe Bob, but Joe Bob looks like a younger version of my grandfather that's passed away, unfortunately. And that picture makes it very apparent. He looks just like my grandfather in that picture.
Well, I'm not offended. I'm just sorry he's passed away.
He was kind of a dick.
Yeah, there's some good stuff coming out. I mean, Surviving the Game, obviously, the Jackie Chan, The Witness. All those Marx Brothers people should check out if they don't already have them in box sets and stuff. Buster Keaton, obviously. Yeah, a bunch of good stuff. Cool. Good week.
Yeah. Craig has a witness already. Sibner wants to know if anybody else listened to the new Beatles song today. Did you hear about that and listen to it at all?
Oh man, I remember when it was like, what was the song when the anthology came out like 20 years ago, the big documentary?
Yep.
And it was like, oh, this is the last song. So no, I haven't heard it yet. I'm sure I will. But it wasn't like something that I was like stoked about. And I've never really been a Beatles guy.
You don't seem like a Beatles guy at all.
I like them. I used to date a woman who was like obsessive and had like every, had live recordings of them singing in German at playing in German clubs and stuff. So like I've listened to all of it and like Abbey Road, what a great album, but it's not like my thing. I'm more of a and this is probably because of my dad, I'm more of a Kinks guy. I like the Kinks, working class rock operas,
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share with someone else that may appreciate this.